Governor, I've been following the tweets today, and the president got off the plane. You handed him a handwritten note. At one point, there appeared to be some finger pointing. Take us back to that moment. And there are a lot of people saying, you know, he's the president of the United States, whether you disagree or not. Perhaps you should have shown him a bit more respect.
Well, first, thank you, John, for having me on. But first, let me say that I respect the office of the president. And when I went to meet him at the tarmac, I went with a happy heart. I was pleased that he was coming to Arizona to see the Arizona comeback, to be part of it firsthand. So when I arrived there and before I left the office, I wrote a handwritten note to welcome him to Arizona and to tell him about our comeback in regards to what we have done here. And I wanted to ask him for the opportunity to sit down and share with him that information. And then in the last sentence, I reiterated my invitation for him to come down to the border and see what's going on, and that I would buy him lunch. And he turned that conversation immediately to my book, Scorpions for Breakfast, and was somewhat distraught, disappointed about the way that he was portrayed in that book.
The president told this tonight to ABC's Diane Sawyer. He says it's always good publicity for a Republican if they're in an argument with me. The president says it wasn't really a big deal. Were you trying to create a scene here? There are some people suggesting you wanted to have a scene with the president so you could sell more of your book.
Absolutely not. That's absolutely ridiculous. I never brought the book up. He brought the book up, and he didn't even talk to me about what the book was really about. It was about illegal immigration and securing our border, which I've wanted to talk to him about on numerous occasions and have had that opportunity. But he didn't bring up securing the border. You know, he is concerned about his amnesty. So it was not about the book. Absolutely not. And I would have thought that in a 2.5 months since the book has been out, that he would have called me or contacted me if he was disappointed in the book. So it was not anything that is of a publicity stunt. It's just the truth. And I stand on what I wrote in the book.
The White House takes issue. You say you stand by what you wrote in the book. I want to go back in time because the White House says your characterization in the book is very different. And you and I had a conversation when you walked out of that Oval Office meeting with the president. And here's what you said then, just moments after the meeting.
I feel as I left today that I was further ahead than I was before I met with him because I had no answers. He has now told me that I would have information within 2 weeks, that he would be sending staff out to Arizona to give me the details. So with that, I feel that it was a successful meeting, and I'm encouraged by that.
A successful meeting. I'm encouraged by that, Governor Brewer. Here's what you wrote in the book. We sat down and started with some chit-chat, but after a few minutes, the president's tone got serious and condescending. It wasn't long before I realized I was hearing the president's stump speech. Only I was supposed to listen without talking. It was as though President Obama thought he would lecture me and I would learn at his knee. He was patronizing. Which is it, Governor?
Well, the bottom line is that I was hopeful when I left the White House, leaving on what I believed a promise that he was going to be out to Arizona with some answers and that he was going to work with us to secure the border. But as we soon found out, that didn't happen in that manner. He came out about a month later, and there were no answers. He wants comprehensive immigration reform. I want my border secured. I tried to be cordial. I was cordial yesterday, and I will still reach out to the president. You know, I know that he loves his country. I know that I love this country. I want to do what I believe is right for the people of Arizona and for all Americans, and I will not back down on what I've stated in my book.